Hello guys, Nick here. At time of recording, it's only a few seconds after I finished recording the vlog for episode Time Agent Series 1, Episode 5, The Mortis Code. But for you, it's probably been just under 24 hours. Or less. It's been less than 24 hours since the end of that video for you guys. As it should be the next day if you're watching this as they've been released, and if it's been afterwards, well, whatever, we'll just get on with it. So with episode 6 and the final episode of series 1, so this is the finale, I should mention that this and the Mortis Code are a two-parter. This is the only two-parter in Time Agent, but then again, series 3 itself can be considered a 6-part story, a bit like the Doctor Who story Trial of a Time Lord, which is 14 parts. And when it's not considered split into 4 stories. And also for Torchwood Children of Earth, the 3rd series of Torchwood, being a 5-part story, and that's basically the main inspiration for Time Agent Series 3. But we'll get to that later. No, Miracle Day was not an inspiration for Series 4, by the looks of it. It might have been, but I think Series 4 is trying to basically be Series 1, but with Series 3 productions values, and with story and series 2-3 story telling. So Dark Revelations. This one is written by Jamie Carroll. This is his first one. Technically he's the proper creator of the series, with Billy Tracy credited as the series creator for this series, but afterwards they would credit both of them together. Released from series 2 onwards. I don't know about the specials. Probably do. I'll check that. If they don't, if it's still Billy, I'll say so. Probably in the Fallen Hero one. So yeah, Dark Revelations. This is a brilliant story. I mean, there isn't terrible amounts of stuff happens. It benefits for being 17 or 18 minutes long rather than 15 like the rest of the series, apart from the last one, which was only 12. So I think this one benefits from being slightly longer so they can tell a bit more, but then again, at the same time, there's still some stuff that they haven't told us. So they hint at what Agent Mortis was like in this episode, but they don't explain how he got from the Spoof Lord's domain to Liam's world. He's supposed to have come out the code in Liam's world, unless that was a stop on the journey, but then he called the house on the thing, unless that somehow got through the code barriers, somehow got to the house via breaking down the walls of the different universes. Not sure why Mortis tries to get rid of Liam's team, especially if he's after Liam himself. Not sure why there are so many aliens either helping him, or at least trying to stop Liam trying to get to the blue box. I mean, I suppose that you could understand the flower aliens if they wanted Mortis to help them destroy the Time Agency once and for all, and that stop them getting to the blue box. And maybe the robots are out for revenge on the Spoof Lord, maybe being controlled by other Spoof Lords, and they're after Mortis. But aside from that, but then again, that wouldn't explain why they're attacking the Time Agency, unless it was for revenge for stopping the Spoof Lord the last time. The battle, the idea of having a great battle in itself sounds brilliant, but the context doesn't fit right, especially when Agent Mortis fights on the Time Agent side. And apparently in episode 3, he said he came back for help, to help in this battle, although he said it was after he saw the blue box that he sought redemption. So maybe Liam told him about the blue box somewhere along this line, I'm not sure. Something's happened to turn him back to the side of good, and before that helped them. It's a bit of a confusing mess, but this episode itself is enjoyable nonetheless. It's an action-packed adventure, a bit like number 4. The story is great, even if it's confusing, and the action is great. The characters are great, even though if Ben, Danny and Dan don't get much to do for most of it. Interesting idea for Dan to teleport the team to safety, become and have his backup copies and make several copies. In that the case, why didn't Dan be the first one? They should have made Dan the first victim, so then he could get Ben and Danny out when it was their turn. But it was actually Danny first, then Ben, then Dan, so somehow he teleported using time travel. I don't know if Dan has time travel. Liam does, Mortis does, but I'm not sure about Dan. And yeah, and whilst the TARDIS is photoshopped, the TARDIS in this, I would say photoshopped. It's kind of not photoshopped. It's kind of it's a picture of the 10th Doctor's TARDIS added into this, as well as in the last one and in Redemption of Mortis. And the next episode, Earth's Guardians, it's slightly added in with an effect. Oh, and what was it? It was episode 2 of series 2, Crescent Street. It was slightly added in with an effect. But with this series, with Time Agents, you would accept that. You would accept them to use an effect to add a picture of the TARDIS in, unlike an official BBC short film that photoshops it in. Jodie Whittaker introduction video, photoshops TARDIS. Yep. Yeah, so you wouldn't expect it from a big budget corporation, BBC, but you would expect it from a fan film, especially if at low budget time. It's no wonder that they didn't include it visually in Series 3 when they had the TARDIS sounds in the back, heard in episode 5, Sins of the Past. They didn't include it probably because either the CG wouldn't have looked that great, or it would look fake anyway, or maybe not having it on screen just made it look better anyway. Oh well, it just ended up in Series 3. Would have been a big help though. It's probably what Liam's using to travel amongst the stars, although he did have a fully functioning vortex manipulator. We'll get to Series 3 when we get to Series 3. So yeah, the Dark Revelations, I want to give it a 9, but realising now the motivations for pretty much for everyone, apart from the team, is the aliens are confused. I'm not sure why the Flower Aliens are there, why they want Mortis, what he's supposed to be doing, and then they turn on him when he's trying to kill Liam himself. They turn on him, and why there's robots there? Well, I'm not sure why they're there. Mortis, I know, is there. Why he's there? He's in a bad mood. He wants revenge. And he tries to kill Liam. Not sure why he takes out the team first, unless he thinks they're a threat. Which would make sense, to be honest. Yeah, pretty much the aliens' motivations are a bit cuckoo. So, yeah, I will give it a 9 out of 10 because it's an enjoyable, adventurous story, but the motivations and the reasoning why the aliens don't want Liam to get to the blue box or recover his memories or whatever. Why, I'm not sure. The motivations from the Flower Aliens and the robots, they're as bad as the CIAs in the Jason Bourne films. Apart from maybe the first film, it just keeps getting worse and worse, apart from the fact that in the 5th film they were the main villains, but apart from that, and some of the motivations in the second one, but mostly in the 3rd and 4th Jason Bourne films, the motivations were shit, especially in the 3rd one. So and the motivations of the Flower Aliens and the robots are pretty much on that level, as opposed to earlier on in the series and later motivations where it's further than the first Jason Bourne film's motivation. So yeah, that's it for Dark Revelations. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Criticisms: Ben and Danny should have been supposedly killed after Dan, if he was to teleport from safety, or Dan has time travel technology. The aliens should have had motivation for the battle, attempting to kill them, all that, and maybe we could have seen Agent Liam get his memories back, and then the TARDIS disappear, and then that signals the end. Because it implies that we're going to pick up straight away after this one, but we don't. We pick up a few weeks, months afterwards with Earth's Guardians, and it's a bit confusing, but oh well. So, yeah, Dark Revelations. It's a great episode. Tomorrow, Earth's Guardians, the first of the 3 specials. I'll see you guys next time.